Hello, everybody. It's Troy, Bar Run Forge. Hope everybody's doing good. The unfortunate part here is that Troy is the Lone Ranger this evening, so you're stuck with me. Eli is at work, but just great to have everybody in here. I'll say hi to everybody that's kind of checking in. Know there won't be a whole lot of camera changes and things like that. Let me know if everything is coming through good. I'm going to check in and see who all's here. Got the propane forge going, and we'll see who all's here. I see Adam. I think Dana was in here. John Coffey, the squad father himself. Gordon Kelly. Not Gordon Kelly. Gordon Kelly. Who else? Abigail Roush. There's my baby girl. I think I saw some other folks in here. Wayne Heights. How's everything sound? How's everything look other than what you have to look at? Yeah, actually, Adam, the missus, Michelle, is babysitting the grandson. So that ain't going to happen tonight. She is on her way home, but should be all right. Got some pretty good news. We've been working pretty hard here in the shop, Eli and I, and we've added some things here in the shop. We've got some really cool updates. We're going to do a little bit of a shop tour here very, very soon for some upgrades, some things that have happened here. We kind of showed you a couple weeks ago about the ceiling. And I know Eli kind of flipped the camera up and showed you around a little bit about what's going on here. The ceiling metal, the ceiling roof is in. It's 100% up and done. And so hopefully that'll help out with the heat and kind of the weather situation in here. I was noticing the other day as we were putting it in and we had us blowing snow. And I started, what I was working on, I started noticing some snowflakes kind of blew in over the roof vent and down. So hopefully we're going to get that taken care of. We've got the roof ceiling in here. Not really roof, but excuse me, good grief. Put the ceiling in. And so that's pretty exciting. We moved a couple items around here in the shop to make some room and to adjust some tools. We've kind of rolled the bandsaw around a little bit, but I think it's got a fairly permanent home now. And we have made an official spot, an official room for the power hammer. Yay! Power hammer is being prepared to come into the shop. The biggest thing right now, and we've prepped it, it's pretty much ready to go. I can do it probably in one day, hopefully, there is an 8-foot by 36-inch steel entry door that is going in on the front of the shop. So hopefully that'll happen here in the next few days. John says, I'm using snow from the shop floor to keep my cold damp. It's a good idea. You know, use what you got, right? But that stuff, that's really cool. With that being said, the door goes in. Once the door goes in, I have to flip the hinges on it so it'll swing in instead of out. That's the main thing right now, and get a proper handle for it, doorknob. So man, that's going to be really great. It'll kind of have everything kind of sealed up. There's an area up in above the hood that still needs to be filled in with metal and kind of fire retardant material put up in there, trying to keep things safe. With that being said, once we get that done, we'll also be blowing in fiberglass insulation up above. So man, that's a huge difference. I'm not a certain individual that we all know who can forge while the snow blows inside. That's not me. So I want to work in here where it's comfortable. I want to work year-round. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. The fact of the matter is, I want to do this for a long time. I want to be healthy doing it. And I don't just do blacksmithing in here. The back half of the shop is for woodworking and other things that we do back there. And then we've got a piece just outside uh, where, and I'll show that to you, the loom that used to sit right behind Eli, the big barn loom, is actually out in another shed area, storage area. And then outside here is where we keep the coal and steel and things like that. We've got a lot more things coming to the shop. So just, man, I continue to be excited about what happens and what is happening here at Bar Run Forge. A couple weeks ago, we did a demo and a sale, and it went pretty good. I was pretty pleased, considering the situation nowadays. I was pretty happy with how that went. So, things are very good. Next Saturday and I think Sunday, but I probably won't be going to that. Next Saturday is another craft fair. The only problem with that one is I can't demo at that one. I can only sell. So we're going to be putting some Christmas items, kinds of things like that together for that. So again, things are really good. I saw you, John, evening pastor. Yeah, that's me. So, life is so good here. Life is just a blessing to me, and I think we talked on one of the other live streams. One of those phrases that I throw out is that stupid blessed. And I think Eli and I have actually agreed that when we've got a t-shirt order prepared, we're getting ready to put a t-shirt order in. And by the time that goes in, I think we're going to put out 2 different shirts. One will have like a lapel logo or a chest logo, and with the Bar Run Forge, and on the back it'll have from Proverbs 17:17, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another man. We'll have that in there, and then on the other one, I think we're planning on doing is just a words on the back that says "stupid blessed" and the scripture associated with that. And we talked about being stupid blessed. Just so blessed because of what we've gotten, what we've received that we don't deserve. Hey, there's even my buddy Eli jumping in for a second while he was watching. I think Matthew from Aimless Adventures and Metalworks is here. Hey Matt, how you doing? Rob from Granddad's. Love you too, buddy. We miss having you here, but we appreciate all that you do for us. Forge is just now starting to get the metal hot, but we're going to keep on kind of conversating about what's going on here in the shop and what's ahead. Eli, if he's still watching, like I said, we just talked about the t-shirts and the possibility of having different t-shirts available, 2 different ones. So be prepared for that. We are also looking forward to our 250 subscriber giveaway. I know it doesn't seem like a whole lot to some, but we're excited about that. I mean, right now we're in between 165, 175. It could happen very quickly with those of you who are currently watching and listening. It doesn't take much. I mean, basically all you have to do, like, share, subscribe. We had one individual shared our video, our live stream a few weeks ago, and the views went up by hundreds, and the subscribership went up by tens. So, if you guys are liking, sharing, subscribing the videos, that helps this channel out tremendously, and we can continue to do what we do for you. I understand, Matt. I understand. But yeah, man, things are so good here, and I know things are not normal and typical. And I see those words being thrown around in there in the chat, but it's a great opportunity we have to continue to do the things that we're doing. Bill Corey, good to see you, buddy. Off to Lodge Night. That doesn't happen very often anymore. Lodge Night seems to be a passing thing. But good to have you with us, man. Always good to have Bill Corey and Kelly I haven't mentioned anybody, I am sorry. But I do appreciate you guys being here. Uh, yeah, the couple of the other things that we are having to do once we get the uh, power hammer in here is we have to cut a hole and pour a pretty good sized slab for the power hammer. It'll isolate it so we don't get rattling the whole building, and it'll be a solid structure so it can sit on. While we're doing that, the plan is to go ahead and cut a hole for a permanent base for Hazel and or future model to go right here. So that's kind of that plan, is to pour a pad for the power hammer, cut a hole for a permanent buried stand, anvil stand. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be great. I won't have the anvil walking around. The stand is great. Don't get me wrong. The stand that I'm using right here is wonderful. It's worked out great for me. I've been able to move it around, do what I need to do. But unfortunately, when you're doing heavy forging, it does tend to walk around a little bit, and I want to eliminate that. I want to make it a permanent fixture, and it'll be a matter of just trying to figure out where everything goes in here. I really hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I appreciate, we'll take some time right now to send some appreciation out to those of you who did participate in, Doug Thomas, sorry. I just saw you in here. Good to see you, man. One of the things I was really taken by is the great participation in the Thanksmithing 2020 last Thursday. If you guys watched that, man, what a blessing that was, and an opportunity to share what we are thankful for. And I understand there are lots of feelings that go along with that particular holiday. It's a struggle for some. It's a struggle that lost loved ones and family situations, things like that. It is hard. We lost my dad about 3.5 years ago. It's tough not having him here, but we continue to be blessed. I was blessed to have him the amount of time that I had him, and so as much as it's difficult, I find blessings in so many different things and so many different ways that we are blessed. And I just encourage each and every one of you to continue to do that. Not just on one particular day of the year. Just be thankful. Be thankful. We have a lot to be thankful for. And yes, Dana, I left those brand new, pretty anvil stickers back at the house. I'm so sorry. Those are so cool, man. Dana, thank you so much for those stickers. I will definitely have them up and show them off for our next live stream, if not in our next video. We actually have some things to open up. We received something from Roy at Christ-Centered Ironworks, and Eli is still preparing his blacksmithing on a budget series. And Jeff Killian, good to see you, man. Good to see you in here. So Rob says, "Let's go." I don't know where are we going, Rob? No, Dana, I left everything sitting right on the pool table downstairs in the basement, ready to come up, and I just basically spent the whole day out here from early this morning working on the ceiling, and didn't cross my mind to go back and get anything. I basically left the shop today to go to the bathroom, and that's it. So that's basically what's going on. Forge is still getting hot here, so we're going to continue to share and talk to you. We got our gate project that we continue to work on. We're getting down to the wire. I've got the top rail and the bottom rail in the forge right now, so that we can try to drift at least one or two more holes. And then I've also got one of the styles in with the double twist. I put it in the propane forge so that we can heat that up, kind of a longer heat. We can do it in the coal forge, but we're talking about a 7-inch area to heat up, and we can do that in the coal forge. But I just decided to go ahead and do the gas forge tonight. So that's where we're at. Some other things to share. Might be a good night for a Troy's tirade. I will share this. I don't know if Eli's still on the chat there. I hope actually not. Um, you guys, I'll tell you what. This guy Eli, I really. Before I get to that, yes, it does have a pass through. I can take the back part off of it. I'm trying to decide whether to do that tonight and try to keep the heat in for the moment on one particular piece. But yeah, it does have a pass through. You can take the one piece off the back side. No, I was telling you about Eli. Uh, man, part of my stupid blessed is Eli. I'm so blessed to have a guy like him around. He's been so helpful here in the shop and on the farm. And he has also been that guy who uh, kind of keeps me in check. He keeps me, um, he kind of bounces things off of me and also says, hey, why don't you do this way? Or why don't you, do you think you could maybe do it this way? So, you know, he does this back here, does the technology for me and for the channel. He does pretty much all of the promotion and all that kind of fun stuff for us. He just does a wonderful job. And again, we're not making money at this other than maybe what we're doing at the one or two shows we've done this year. We're trying to get to the point where we can actually operate as a business to do this. For our demo and show that we did, we cranked out about, I don't know, I think it was 200 or more items, around 200 items. And so I have to kind of restock things for next Saturday. But, you know, this guy's been here the whole time with me, and just, I'm just so excited for him and to hang out with him. I'm really blessed. I'm really blessed to have him. So when you guys see him again back on the stream or whatever, man, just give him big time props. He's the man. He's such a good guy, and I'm so proud to be his dad. Yeah, so there you go. I think we're just about getting to the point where we can start working that one piece. But Philip Smith, good to have you with us. Mr. Smith, that's a great name to have on a channel like this. Oh, yeah, by the way, Eli, thank you, Abigail. Eli graduates officially tomorrow, even though he won't be able to be there. He can't go there. We can't go there. But he does officially, they have a ceremony or going to have some virtual ceremony. He's already got the piece of paper. He's graduated. But and then there's my baby girl, Abigail Roush. Abby, man, there's just hardly a time that I don't look at those little blue eyes of hers and her beautiful smile and just think about how blessed I am. That young lady can put a smile on my face in a blink. To go, we hung out with her not too long ago and went and got some ice cream and something to eat. Man, just again, I go to that phrase, I'm stupid blessed. I don't deserve any of it. I don't deserve any of the blessings that I received, but God continues to give them to me, and I just keep on taking them. So what's everybody else got going on here this evening? We're going to do a double twist on one of the stiles, and then we're going to try to punch a square hole in one of the other rails. And I love you too, baby girl. That's one of the things I told her was, no matter what happens, you'll always be my baby girl. She is our youngest. And then, of course, we have Justin and Courtney. Justin, who has Justin and Courtney have our grandson, Ian. That's where Michelle's been today. So, yeah, we're just ridiculously blessed. We live right next door to my mom on the farm here. So, yeah. One of the things that we are hoping to do here in the shop as well is to add a grinding station over here. And John Coffey, I just saw that you completed your 2x72, I think it was. And we want those plans because I'm not sure we're ready to spend the money to go purchase one. But, you know, fill me in on that, buddy. Let me know what you think. And maybe we'll go with that. But, yeah, over here we've got a bench, kind of a workbench. Got the drill press on it. And my dad's old bench grinder, old Black & Decker bench grinder. We've got a big bench grinder down at the other building. I used to do a lot of the metal work and stuff down at the other red barn. And we kind of just want to bring all that stuff up here so to have a full grinding finishing station over here, which means some of the stuff that's been stored in here is going to go outside in some of the storage area. Right now, if you come in here, there's a little bit of a mess, but it's in pretty good shape. And I'm pretty happy. All right, so I think the first thing we're going to be able to do is to twist. This piece right here is going to get a double twist. If you guys remember back here, we get a double, a single, a double, a single, just alternating, working our way over to the latch. So there you go. And then there is Hans. Hans, how are you, man? My brother. Great to see you in here. Yeah, John, it never ends. It never goes away. That special bond with a daddy and her daughter. So we're getting up to temperature right now. I should be able to take care of that. Plans? We don't need no stinking plans. If you guys are interested, I know I do bring this up, but again, one of the things we have plans to do is to increase the technology here in the shop. And one of those things, the camera that we are currently shooting on, we would like to get 2 more of those, one for the overhead and one for over here on the side angle for the anvil, so that hopefully we can get rid of the purple heat. Now, with that being said, that's a goal. That's a goal for us to be able to afford getting those. They are about $85 a piece. Now, they're not expensive, but right now, we're not making an extra $85 each. So we would like to, at some point in time, replace those 2 cameras, these 2 right here, with the one just like, so we have a very similar picture on each one of those. With that being said, and I think I've said with that being said multiple times, but with that being said, with that being said, you do have the opportunity to help us out on the channel. Down in the description, I think it's in the description. If not, get in touch with me. There is a way to donate to the channel, and it's through Streamlabs. It's called Tips through Streamlabs. No, we're not monetized yet, but Streamlabs does allow you to receive tips. And I don't mean plant your corn early or don't be in a tornado, but there you go. Yeah, I don't know either, Bill. One of the things we eventually want to do is to get a better camera for doing recorded videos. Now, the good thing about Streamlabs is we can actually record videos with Streamlabs, which means we don't have to do recording and all that kind of stuff with different camera angles. You can just flip back to the camera angles that we already have and make those recordings. So I'm really excited about that, but I'd really like to get these better, a little bit better cameras so we can do that with a better quality. Thanks, John. I appreciate you doing that. Let me know. Everybody talking about deer hunting. Guys, I've talked to you already about deer hunting. Some guys came down from that state up north. Of course, we're not allowed to say that state's name here in Ohio. But anyway, the guys that came down here, I think out of the 4 of them, 3 of them got a decent sized buck here. And as I've told you before, at dusk, most times, you walk right out the door to the shop, look to that direction, and see 3, 4, 5 deer. No question about it. Never even hesitate to know that they're right out there. Yeah, people ask me about deer hunting. I've been deer hunting. I'm not a deer hunter. Um, I go and I've killed a few, and I'm fine with it. I don't have a problem, and I like deer meat. It's just never been a priority for me. And part of the other issue, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get this bent, not bent, but twisted. Find my marks. All right, we're going to make one full turn. And no, I haven't made my twisting wrench yet. All right, one full turn. Kind of clean that up. Put it on the diagonal. On the diagonal. And just basically straighten that up a little bit more. Best we can. And we'll go back in the forge with it so we can straighten that up a little bit. But anyway, we got a twist in it. See what everybody's got to say here. Yeah, Dana, those anvil stickers were fantastic, man. I've had a lot of fun. I'm just going to share something real quick. I've had a lot of fun. We got a TV right here, and with the internet back here and everything, I got a Roku. Hashtag not sponsored by Roku. But anyway, there is a channel on. There's a channel on there called. Oh shoot. Anyway, the Pluto on Pluto TV, and there's an entire channel devoted to James Bond. 007. And so I've really just been just kind of hanging out here working and watching and listening to James Bond. So the question is, Alex Hanneman, good to see you, man. Question is, James Bond, not James Bond, and then who's your favorite, who's the worst, all that kind of fun stuff. So there you go. Start that conversation, and maybe somewhere along the line I can start punching a hole here in a minute. Or smooth that up at least. Yeah, another reason for why we're waiting, why we're guys are kind of jumping in on the James Bond conversation that'd be tonight. Part of the reason why I'm kind of going out of my way to, I guess, winterize, weatherproof the shop here is, and I'll share with you guys, not in too much detail. Right on 42 years ago, I was diagnosed with what's called juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. And I was 5 years old when I was diagnosed with that. And the cool thing about that is, I know that sounds weird, right? The cool thing about it is, the juvenile rheumatoid arthritis is generally debilitating. It's generally crippling to kids. Um, and I won't share the full, I'll call my testimony or my story. But I had a family who really supported me and loved me, and my mom and dad, everybody took care of me, did really good for me. But it doesn't go away. It's not something that just disappears. So 42 years of rheumatoid arthritis kind of wreaking havoc on the body, and because I want to do this for a very long time, I want to make sure that this forge, this shop, helps me do that. If I can do that, that's what I want to do. So, it's not a sob story, but I'm telling you that there are days when, literally, if those of you that know anything about rheumatoid arthritis or things like that, there's just days where you can't. You just can't. And if you can, you make yourself get up and you come out and you do the things that you need to do. So that's kind of the thing for me. That's why I work here in the shop and try to get things kind of weatherproofed, so that I can continue to do this for a very long time. Oh, I like that. And I like this refractory hammer. Spot on, man. I like it. So yeah, with you guys sitting here watching me do this, it'd be really nice to try to eliminate the purple heat. So I got to set this aside, let it cool down a little bit, and then we'll flip it end for end, do the other end, and then we'll try to get a hole punched in this one here. So I'm going to look here real quick to see what's going on in the chat. I saw some James Bond. Tech Ron, how are you, buddy? Some James Bond comments. Okay, so from what I'm seeing immediately, Molasses from Molasses. Yeah, Connery is it. Connery is Bond. And so we go from there. Who you got? I got to be honest with you. And for those of you who know, there was a kind of a live action televised version of it way back on TV, long time ago, black and white. It was horrible, and James Bond was an American. It was terrible. And then David Niven actually did Casino Royale. That was actually the first Bond movie. That was the first 007 movie. And it was actually kind of campy. It was intentional to be Bond as kind of a fumbling guy who kind of fell into fixing things and solving the crime or whatever. But it was not the Bond that we know of. And then Connery comes along and turns it into this physical, that he does, the thing that he was. And then George Lazenby plays on Her Majesty's Secret Service, and he got put down for that one. Now, Lazenby was Australian. Sorry, Adam and Tech. He was Australian and tried to use a British accent. It just didn't quite, didn't quite do it. But I think he did okay. There was some really kind of cool stuff they did in that movie, but, he had to follow up Connery. And John Coffey, I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to disagree with you and say Roger Moore is not number 2. Roger Moore is not the second, as far as I'm concerned. I am a bigger fan of the physical Bonds, the physical 007s, and I think Daniel Craig really brought that back. I don't know what you're well done in me about, Hans, but thank you. But yeah, Daniel Craig really brought Bond back to that physical, presence. Neil Graham, good to see you, buddy. And then, so for me, it's Connery. Mr. Bean was in James Bond. He was in a James Bond film. The guy, he was in a James Bond film, believe it or not. Good to see you, Kelly. Again, I'll encourage everybody, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff. If you want to donate through Streamlabs tips, anything you can do will help tremendously. Anyway, so Connery, Daniel Craig, and I'm going to say Pierce Brosnan, but Pierce Brosnan was more like a more physical Roger Moore. And then, John, I'm really going to upset you. I'm going to say Timothy Dalton. I would put Timothy Dalton number 4 in the James Bond as playing 007. And then I would I have to put Roger Moore in there because of his longevity, and he's an icon when it comes to James Bond. But then I would say Lazenby, and then David Niven. But yeah, and I'm very hesitant to even put Roger Moore above Lazenby, but Lazenby wasn't a great actor. He just did a good job with it, but just is what it is. All right, let's see if we can't punch a hole. It's hot enough to punch a hole. good start. All right. Back in. Kind of struggling. I think when we get to these other ones, it's going to be easier, but not quite getting up to heat. At least get them started. Now, well, wait a minute. When did we get off into... Thanks, Hans. Molasses for Manassas. When did we get off into Batman and Robin? No. No. Focus. James Bond. All right, see if we can cool this off. Get the other end back in there. Yep, lost my water bucket. Find my marks. There we go. All right, where was everybody at? Oh my gosh, are we going to go off on Walken? Christopher Walken? Coolest villain? No, we haven't gotten to the conclusion. We'll get to the villain. Best villain. All right, so give me the rundown. Give me your thoughts. Rundown on your Bonds. James Bond. Connery, Craig, all of it. Just list them. Put them in order in the comments, and then we'll move on to villains. Bond villains. I'm reading. Nobody cares after Connery. I get it. I cannot put Roger Moore second. I can't. Yeah, Matthew, Odd Job. Already mentioned up there. Odd Job was the fellow who threw his hat through the bolo. Yeah, I'm gonna say that Sean Connery did make a bad movie, and he turned it into a decent role. But Highlander, his role in Highlander was rough. Hard again, hard to be convincing as a Spaniard with that Scottish accent. And then when he was in Hunt for Red October, hard to not hear James Bond when he's being the commander of a Russian sub. What we have left on the gate project is a double twist. Let me look here. Double, single, double. A double twist and 2 single twists left to do for the rails. And then we'll put the tenons on the bottom side of those. We'll probably not do that in the live show. Make the latch, and that's it. That was it. Tom Hardy, is that like official, Eli? The movie Highlander was not bad. It was just a bad role for him. Alcatraz, The Rock. That was a good one with Connery in it. Hans, I agree. Q was one of my favorite characters. I really like Q. Definitely. And poor old Moneypenny. She pined over James. Oh my goodness. I think Tom Hardy will be fine. I don't think that'll be a problem. Yep. Yep. Not going to get a whole lot of distance with that particular heat, but that's all right. We'll get it. Once I get past that one, we're going to be fine because it fits in the forge real nice. And I think we're ready for twist on the other one, but we'll go ahead and try to bang a hole here. What's everybody doing here? Oh, I'm telling you, you guys. All right, let's do a twist. Get her hot again, then we'll straighten it up. Let's see where everybody's at in the chat. Philip, great to have you, man. Thanks for dropping in. Check in anytime. Rowdy Piper, come on. Did I see Holler come in there? Hey, Holler. Mr. Big from Live and Let Die. Jaws. There were some pretty weak villains in some of those, though. Oh, yeah, Holler, there's no question about it. The house will need remodeled. And was that a slam? Was that a dig on me that I'm taking so much time? Is that what that was? Hurt my feelings right now. Just kidding. Takes a lot to hurt my feelings. Now we're getting into wrestling. I don't want to get into wrestling. No, I've just had a great time, man. I've had a great time just kind of hanging out, watching the TV, and I got to tell you that the wireless bridge that goes from the house to here, I recommend it to anybody, man. It's top for the cost. If you've got a long distance to run internet, I definitely would recommend it. Please don't. Neil, I must have missed something, man. Oh, what am I forging? Still working on the gate project. Just kind of taking my time with that. I'm almost done with the rails and punching the holes in the stiles. So. All right, let's try to straighten this out a little bit. By the way, I love this leather refractory hammer, man. That's whoop. There we go. What's everybody doing? Oh, now we're going into the wrestling thing. Doggone it. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Oh, tough guy. Hey, guys. Man, I hate to even admit that I know most of those characters. but I do. Yeah, we're supposed to be talking about Bond. I'm not sure who did that. That might have been Hans. Might have been Hans. Exactly, Neil. Why a 2x4 if your name is Hacksaw? Explain that. Explain that. All right, I think we're going to get through there here shortly on that one. Yeah, you don't use a hacksaw and wood anyway. Yeah, you and I are in the same age group. I will admit that, John. We're in the same age group. Okay, all right. Just catching up, seeing what's going on. All right, once you tell me the Bond stuff, then we can move on because I have another topic. That wasn't a drop forge, a drop tool. All right, back in we go. No, no, not Dune. No, no, no. Okay, give me your top three movies. Like Han said, top three movies. Just list them. One, two, three. Top three movies. If it came on right now, no matter what, you'd stop what you were doing and watch that movie. Top three. What would it be? Yep. I'd have to take the pass through out to do that one. Indiana Jones, Star Wars, Bourne Identity. That's not bad, Holler. I like the Star Wars franchise. Yeah, okay. Avatar, Bond, and anime. Yeah. See where everybody else is at. And Star Wars. No, it's got to be 3. Ed, come on, Dune. Mystery Man, that's a pretty decent. Pretty Woman. Outlaw, Josie Wales, Fifth Element, Harry Potter. Man, what a odd group of Star Wars, Top Gun, and Bourne. Last of the Mohicans, Legends of the Fall. Those are good ones. They're good ones. Just keep them coming. And then I'll tell you all how you're all wrong. Yeah. Isn't that what I'm supposed to do, right? That's the right thing to do? But Hans, you got to have one more. See, now Neil's hitting something here. Neil's hitting some good ones there. River runs through it. I knew that's what you were going to say. As soon as you mentioned those first 2, I knew you were going to say that. 30 Seconds Over Tokyo? Man. Great Escape. Godfather, Dune, and To Hell and Back. Why Dune? Come on. Dune? I don't know. Hi, Corey. All right, Corey, right in. Just jump right in. We're talking about Bond and favorite movies. 3 favorite movies. Go. Dana, check you later, man. 1941, funny. All right, I'm going to give you one at a time. My movies. Not any particular order, but I'll mention the first one first. Here comes my first one. You ready? Tombstone. Tombstone. All right, go back in. That was about ready to punch through. Let's see here. Second in lines. That's a good one. Wayne says, I'm your Uncle Larry. Silverado was not better. Lonesome Dove. Oh my gosh, I love Lonesome Dove. My favorite TV movie ever, Lonesome Dove. Highlander, Enter the Dragon, and Click. Eh. Man from Snowy River. Yeah. All right, so first one was Tombstone. And Val Kilmer in Tombstone, dang. Dang. My number 2 is a toss-up. And either one of these can be included and or both. I like ancient warfare. Therefore, I'm going to go with Troy. And not for obvious reasons. The movie Troy. My toss-up there was Tombstone's Amy's, so you're watching either way. That's great. Support your local gunfighter, another good movie. Val Kilmer in Top Gun. No, Val Kilmer in Tombstone. Dang. Rooster Cogburn, there you go. Okay, Rob, you got my toss-up. You got my toss-up. My toss-up was between Troy and 300. If I'm thinking about those, like the ancient warfare movies that I love so much, right between Troy and 300. Both really good movies. Hans, Jeremiah Johnson, another good one. Seen it right off. All right, so I'm going to throw 300 and Troy in that number 2 spot together. Because I have to come up with a comedy. I have to come up with a comedy to throw in there. Otherwise, it would be Forrest Gump or Saving Private Ryan would be number 3. Forrest Gump or Saving Private Ryan would be number 3. Dances with Wolves, another good one. Did I see the series of Troy? No, I don't think I did. Well, maybe I did. I did see part of that. Kingdom of Heaven. That was a good movie. So, are you guessing my number 3 film based upon that I have to put in a comedy? Number 3 film, have to put in a comedy. Oh my gosh, Rob! Rob! Oh man, you jumped right on it. See Troy's series every Thursday, right? There you go. Nice job, Matt. Well played. My favorite comedy has to be between, it's Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles. Hero, blazing saddle. Got him. Nice and clean, too. All right, so what we do there, heat that back up, and we use the punch to drift it out just a little bit. Boy, that scales that up bad, doesn't it? Blazing Saddles, no, you couldn't do Blazing Saddles today. I don't think there'll ever be a remake of that. Mel Brooks. Yeah, but now Green Mile's one of Michelle's favorite. Definitely. What John Coffey have to say here? Can you name all 6? James Bond actors? James Bond actors? I might have a little surprise for you. Because there were more than 6. Corey, there were more than 6. Missed it by that much. Would you believe? Got him. Okay. Same thing there. Back in. And we'll drift it out. More than 6 made in color? Yes. Sorry, Corey. No, hang in there, buddy. Shoe phone cone of silence. Oh gosh. Hans, I don't know how to do it right now, but you're banned from the channel. Water World. Even brought it up. No, don't go running off into the other stuff. We're still on movies. All right, Corey, give me the 6 that you know. No, Waterworld wasn't even me. Waterworld was horrible. That was terrible. David Niven, Sean Connery, George Lazenby, close enough. Roger Moore, Pierce Brosnan, Timothy Dalton, Daniel Craig. Those are the official. Those are the official 7. But there was a made-for-TV, black and white, and it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. Ah, punch is starting to Mushroom just a bit. Metal Blueberries, how are you, man? Great to have you in here. Yeah, don't forget about Niven. Remember to like, share, subscribe, donate. Well, we continue to work on our gate project. And while that's heating up, the two things we'll have to do after the twists are done, we'll put these tenons on the bottom. And after we put those tenons on the bottom, because all of these will be punched, on the mortises will be punched and drifted out. Then we'll put our attention over here to the latch, and the latch plate, and the hinges, the hinge points. Yeah, I know. Well, I've seen you on there, Metal Blueberries, and again, I'd love to know your actual name, so we can call you by that. Yeah, I've seen you in on Roy's and on Yamez as well. No, I'm not going to kick you out. You bring up Waterworld again, and I will. That's a bad Hans. Bad Hans. Where's my water spray bottle, Hans? No. No. By no means. Yamez calls you bloobs. Chris. All right, Chris. Matt, I don't even know what to say. Don't even know what to say, man. You guys are a hoot. I love y'all. Ooh, toffee? Okay. Just drifting them out just a little bit with the punch. You should. you should have your wrist smacked. Time we got 7:21. Favorite song? I don't know. That's a tough one. Sermon on Sunday, the bad choices people make. That's kind of almost every Sunday. And generally, it's the bad choices Troy makes. Look, guys, I'm here to tell you, yeah, for those of you who know, I am a minister, I'm a preacher, pastor, whatever you want to call it. When I preach to the folks at my congregation, or I'm on Facebook. We do a Facebook Live every Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. And generally, I'm preaching to myself because I'm a flawed, failed man living in a flawed, failing body. So most sermons I write are for me, not necessarily for other people. All right. So now we can actually get the drift, that really bad drift out. Drift that one out. One of the things that Eli and I talked about as well while you guys were having those other conversations there, is what kind of content. I know you guys are here, and I really appreciate that. But we want to continue to increase the type of content you want, not just but on the entire channel, not just on the live stream, but on the entire channel. We're going to try to continue to do every Thursday night live stream. That's kind of the thing we're going to do. It's helpful we have Eli, so he can help out with that. He's going to do some more videos as well, and we're going to continue to make videos. Again, we want to try to increase the technology. We want to try to increase everything here in the shop. Congratulations to guys like Anson over at Ivy's Forge and Homestead for getting to that 1,000 mark. We want to be there, and it's not just so we can make money. We want to get there so we can continue to make this great content. More people get to see blacksmithing and get to be encouraged. That's what we're here for. Make a ladle. Yeah. It was true. That was true, John. Somebody'd say something and curse or something like that. And they'd, oh, sorry, Troy. I'm like, look, you don't have to apologize to me. I'm not the one to apologize to. But I appreciate it. The respect and the love. I do appreciate that. Was it Matthew was just talking about making a ladle in that swedge block? 1 minute. Don't go anywhere. I made that ladle in the swage block. Little vine on it with the leaf. Don't know where that's at in the picture. So it's got kind of the vining texture on it with the leaf. Is that Chris Dixon? Hey there. But yeah, that was made in that swage block. So I have made them. Always good to see Chris. For sure. We're working on the gate project still. Now, granted, we've been off for 2 weeks of doing this, so we're back on it. All right, strip that out. This side first. Okay, drift that out. Yeah, it sure does, Wayne. It's good stuff, man. She's gone. Yes, he was. There's no doubt about it. Hans? Yes. One word, talent. Biggest bad timing comment of the weekend. Oh my gosh. By no means. By no means. I know that thing is hot. No, I don't mind admitting I'm slow at it. Neil, great to see you, man. You guys are you're the best. Appreciate you, man. pleased with that. 4.5 pounds of scale on it. Now, I'll let that sit. Wise choice, Matt. Wise choice. Almost. Oh, well, it was for sure, Chris. It was a memory for a lifetime. Ain't no doubt about it. Some of them are overrated, though, I would say. Just kidding. Chris, are you, sorry. Yeah, are you asking about a tenon? Man, I love hanging out with Bob Bew. There's just no question about it. No question about it. Them other guys, just kidding. Just kidding. I love them other guys. Tech, you get better, man. Bad backs, no laughing matter. Well, I got to tell you, man, that was a lifetime memory for me. Even if I don't ever get invited back to that group, that was a big deal. That was a big deal for me. Okay, so Wayne says mortise and tenon. Um, for lack of better terms, these are square tenons, and the main purpose for the square tenon and mortise is so that they don't spin, so they don't turn. So they go in square, you pin them down, and then it's secured that way. Yeah, pretty much used the same way in metal, except for once you get them in metal, the option you have is to pin it down over so that you can secure it. Now, normally tenons in metalworking are round because they're easier to do. But if you got a piece like this where everything needs to be straight and square, the square tenons and mortises work pretty much for that reason. And yes, they're pretty much the same. They're joinery. It's metal joinery. And let me tell you something very plainly. I am not good at this. This is my first attempt at those types of things. If you really want to get into metal joinery and see somebody do some amazing metal joinery, Hans is your guy. Yeah. Dovetails. What's some of the other joints you've done in there, Hans? Yeah, go check that out. That guy is an artiste. Very talented. 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 Just got to dress the head on this for just a minute. Apologize for the noise, but I don't think that drift will pass through. Head mushroom just a little bit. All right. I'm back. What I miss? What I miss? Matt, you headed out. So cool to have you in, man. Great to see you. Dude, Matt, you're fine. Love you, brother. Love having you here. Love hanging with you. Love to in person someday. All right, 7:40. Well, that's what we're talking about. That'll go like that, and then we'll pin it at a pyramid, 4 sides there, and that'll go all the way down that way. So that's what we're talking about. Hello, Mr. Hammer. All right, Gordon, you take care, man. appreciate you being here and all your support. All right, this will be the last drifting on this one. I think we'll call it a night. There we go. Actually, let's have some fun. Need to do some of these for next Saturday, so I'm going to go ahead and do one. Drink. Yes, kind of like a rivet. By the way, we were able to run the propane forge here off the big tank that got put outside, and we've got plumbing in here. Now there are two lines. There is a high pressure line, and then there's a low pressure line that runs the heater, and then we're going to be able to run the ribbon burner. The ribbon burner is going to sit up here, and it'll get plumbed in right there, and as soon as the electrician gets here, we're going to have new heavy service back here so we can plug in the wire up the compressor. That way we can have compressed air. Within the next couple weeks, we should have compressed air. We should have all our heat, our ceiling done, insulation, power hammer in, the door in, cruising right along. All right. Okay, Troy, cold chisel notches in the backside of your rivet head so the material sinks into parent stock and locks them together. We'll talk. It's a good idea. Yes, we're still here, Corey. The hammer is here. It's in another barn. So we got to get it brought here, but we can't bring it in here until we get the door put in because the hammer is almost 8 foot tall, and we finally found a door that's 8 foot tall. So the door's sitting here. I got to flop the hinges around so we can put it in. Once the door's in, then we can bring the hammer in. Once we bring the hammer in, or we need to get the concrete poured, and then put the hammer in. Tell you what, Hans, why don't you just jump in that Chevy, come to Ohio, and show me. Yes, John, you are welcome to move in here anytime you want. The only thing we don't have is a bathroom, but we can take care of most of it. I told you how much I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. Eli is not here tonight. It's just me. Yeah, I'd like to have a rivet set as well. I'd very much like to have a rivet set. Lots of stuff I'd like to have. Yep. Didn't have it hot enough. It's all right. We're back in there. Thought I could do it. Coil spring. last. Agreed. Okay, so I was working on the gate project, and we're getting down towards the end here, and I've got a couple more things to do for a show, so I'm just knocking out a quick square S hook. So yeah, coil spring makes good tooling. I don't have a bit of problem with that. Yeah, I'm just knocking out a quick S hook. No big deal. All right, so we'll get it straightened back up here. Oh yes, I have seen that done. Yes, even with round. Yep, I got you, Hans. Yep. Disneyland. Take me with you. I didn't get to go last time. Back in the far. Got me in stereo. Yeah. Testing. Test. Simulants. Good deal, Corey. Do that one more time for the taper, and then put the curlicue on, do whatever. Oh, that would, oh, John, that would be so much fun. That reminds me, I need to bring you a particular piece of wood, don't I, John? Now you're tempting me. Dang it. All right, and we'll put the curlicue on it and curl it. Bend it. Yeah, you know, that's the hard thing for me right now. The place where we get our mild steel, super easy, super nice, super cheap, here in near Hillsboro, Ohio, Dance Steel and Farm Supply. We got a great selection of mild steel, but I cannot get them to get any kind of hardened steel in for anything. And they'll deliver if I get a big enough order, but I just take the gooseneck trailer over there and pick up 20-foot long sticks. All right, didn't save enough heat in it to do the bend. All right. Yeah, you need to get a shower. Holy cow. Clear from here. What do you say? S hook, you got to put a twist in it. Square S hook, you got to put a twist in it, right? Sure, Troy. Go ahead and screw it up that way. And then we'll be done. Done. Bye, Hans. Love you, brother. Call me. We'll talk. Go have some coffee. No big whoop. All right, there's enough in there to do the bend that we need to do. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's do a double. Okay, there's an S hook. Just real quick. There you go. Just a simple S hook. We'll throw a little bit of beeswax on it, hang her up, put it out for sale. All right. Everything's cooling down and shutting down. Check in with you guys, man. All right, so here's the deal. I want to thank you guys. Again, as I said, I have my issues here, and I'm so blessed to have this shop, and I'm trying to make it to where I can use the shop all the time. There are some physical things that I have to overcome, and I listen to some of you guys. I watch some of you guys. What you go through day in and day out. God bless you. I feel for you. My heart goes out to so many of you who are dealing with physical issues and struggling through certain times. But we just want to encourage you and let you know that you have a friend and family, you have a brother, you have an entire group of people here who will do anything for you and love on you and sometimes kind of kick your butt. And that's sometimes what we really, really need. And I'm so glad that we have this opportunity. We're going to be bringing to you some actual, recorded videos very soon. We have those coming up very soon. We're in the midst of making those. Um, I'm having a hard time. I'll be honest with you. I'm having a hard time because I'm looking around here in the shop and I'm seeing how things are progressing and seeing how things are going so well. And we've got an opportunity now to kind of return a little bit of our investment. If there's anything that we can do for you, Eli should be back here with us next Thursday. If there's anything that we can do at Bar Run Forge for you, you have my personal cell phone number, you have my email address, you can write letters, you can do pretty much any way to get a hold of me, you can. But we greatly appreciate you being here. We look forward um, to doing whatever we can to help you out, to encourage each other and lift each other up. It's a true blessing to be able to do what we do each and every week, each and every day. Man, God bless you all, and I wish you all the very best, and I just continue to lift you all up in prayer and everything that you go through, and I hope that you'll be encouraged each and every day. And if you need encouragement, give me a holler. God bless you all, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.